everybody, welcome to Dummies and Dragons, a Dungeons and Dragons podcast that pairs two relatively experienced players with me, a dungeon master who has never played the game. I just want to put out a little disclaimer that here at the beginning, and stress that I will probably be ruining this game for a lot of you. As far as I'm concerned, I'm here to show these kids a good time and have some fun myself, so hold on to your butts.
You've been warned.
You have been warned. So before I start rambling about the world I've created, I'm going to hand you over to these two and they can talk about their characters for a bit.
Would you like to go first?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, great.
Definitely not.
Okay, so my character is Katya Corvid. Katya Corvid. She is a half-elf rogue who comes from nobility, but a thing happened in her mysterious past, and they're now quite poor, and so she's a bit of a thief. But yeah.
Okay. I'm Peter. I'm going to be playing. My character's called Flint. Full name is Erimyre, but he's a tiefling. But obviously doesn't really like advertising the fact that he's kind of a bit of a demon, as that's what a tiefling is. So he mostly just goes by Flint. And he's a travelling bard and a bit of a gambler. Not a very good one, but good at cheating.
Okay, so we got ourselves. Have you guys got any backstory behind your characters that you want to share? Like anything more, or are you keeping your cards close to your chest?
My character's mostly just been travelling from town to town before even getting found out or thinking he's earned enough money off the people there. So I've travelled around a heck of a lot, so I know quite a lot about the small towns and villages. So I know about a lot of the pubs and things, but also a lot of people know of me and are unhappy about me being in there, especially if I try and gamble.
Okay, cool.
My character doesn't really have anything that exciting about her. I don't know, she's quite mysterious. I don't think she would share that much about her past without knowing the people quite well. So.
Ooh, okay. Right, so I think me and Emily were really awkward and didn't say our names.
Yeah, I know, yeah. When Pete said his.
Pete was on it. So our lovely Katya will be played by Emily.
Hello.
And I'm Katie, your friendly neighbourhood dungeon master. Okie dokie. Right, I can do this. Let's do this.
Yes. Good luck.
So I'm going to give you some backstory on the world that I've forged from nothing. Okay. So in the distant lands of Erimyre, the river of life has flowed freely. Luscious forests litter the countryside, and people have known little darkness. The lands are rumoured to be the source of great healing. Legends speak of the sickly regaining their strengths, and ancient heroes blessed with eternal life. The world has changed as of late. Trade routes established by the new king have opened Erimyre to the rest of the world, leaving it vulnerable to those greedy for its secrets. The priests of Lightfall have taken it upon themselves to protect the gift of Erimyre. Their whereabouts are unknown, and no one has been blessed with the gift in many years. Okay, so we got that?
Yep. More or less.
Yeah. So basically, Erimyre is... I don't know if anyone's played World of Warcraft, but it's a bit like Pandaria, so it's always been there, but no one's really explored it a lot.
Okay.
And the people on this island have been living quite happily in their own little bubble. They've never really needed to travel, so they haven't felt the need to explore.
So they've all been quite sort of self-sufficient and stuff.
Yeah, so they've got everything they need, really, and they had this thing called the gift, which is definitely not called the gift because I couldn't think of anything cool to call it. So the gift was this mysterious magic that flowed through the lands, and it would bless everything. So the sick would be healthy, people who did good deeds for the land would be blessed with gifts, and it was all very happy.
Okay.
And then the new government came in.
Okay.
And then the new king decided he wanted to explore. He wanted to see what else was out there in the world. And as he did, the rest of the world discovered Erimyre. And as people do when they discover new things, they ruined it.
Okay.
So was it an island, or was it just somewhere part of the continent that wasn't accessible?
It is an island, so it's
Okay.
quite a big chunk of land, but it just wasn't really, for some reason it wasn't, maybe it was the gift that was protecting it, but it wasn't
Okay.
a big... But now there are lots of trade routes because it's got rich countrysides that haven't really been industrialized. And of course, people came, they heard about the gift, and people started to try and find it and use it for their own good, which never ends well. So the main religious organization of Erimyre, the Priests of Lightfall, have taken the gift, and they have, taken the source of the gift and squirreled it away somewhere. And basically, all the Priests of Lightfall have seemingly vanished. No one knows of them anymore. No one knows what happened to them. They just disappeared.
Okay. How long ago did that happen?
So that's happened it's quite a while ago now. So it's been around 50 years.
Oh, okay.
So humans they know about it, but it's almost a can't think of a word. It's almost like an urban legend now.
Okay, so it's like a myth almost.
Yeah, no one's quite sure if it was real, but then, like, other races like elves, they know that it was real. But it's all kind of gone a bit mysterious up in Erimyre.
Cool.
Okay, so are you ready for me to throw you in the deep end?
Heck yes.
Sure.
I say that, throwing myself in
Already.
the deep end.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sitting comfortably?
Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's comfortable.
I'm comfortable.
You comfortable?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
I'll begin.
good.
I've got a spelling mistake in my first line here.
Honestly.
That's a good start.
Creative writing. What?
Creative spelling, am I right? You open your eyes and blink to clear your vision and adjust to the midday sun that cuts through a grate in the ceiling of the room. The smell of stale fish hits you like a truck as you become aware of your surroundings. You've been suspended in a net and are surrounded by the catch of the probably not day. You look around as best you can, but your field of vision is obstructed by tail fins and rope. You see a similar net hoisted up on the opposite side of what appears to be a ship hold. You squint, nauseated by the odour, and notice movement in the other net that can't just be fish. There's another adventurer holed up in that net. They manage to manipulate the net so their face becomes visible. Okay,
So
so you're both suspended in nets full of fish.
okay.
Okay.
Wait, so what's the last thing we remember then before getting here?
Well, I don't know so you've obviously ended up in the ocean somehow.
Oh God.
Yeah. And you've been trawled up by this fishing boat.
Okay.
So how did your characters end up in the ocean?
My character, Katja, looks at the other guy and just sort of says, "Well, I must have had a wild night. What about you?"
Well, sailors don't take too well from losing all of their paychecks, so I may have been thrown overboard.
What? Why did you take all their paychecks?
Oh, I earned it. I earned their paycheck.
You-
It's fine.
How? That doesn't make much sense.
I'm gonna wrestle around in my pockets to try and see if I can grab out some dice from my pockets, and I show the dice and sort of wave them a bit.
Do you not have something useful in those pockets, like a knife that could cut you down or something?
These are very, very thick ropes.
Are they?
Yeah,
Do you
they're
know any magic by any chance, Mr. Stranger?
I mean, I do, but I feel like we could probably find something a bit more resource efficient than that. So I'm gonna try and get my. Can I reach my weapons and stuff? Are we fairly free to move?
You are packed in with fish.
Oh, okay. So we can't really move too well. Okay.
Do we actually have our stuff, or have we lost it from the night before or whatever?
Well, that's the thing. You've been in the ocean for a while, so I don't know. You might have your key things, but I don't know how much loose change you'd have rattling around or anything like that.
Okay.
luckily for you. So, first of all, you kind of... Actually, no. You know what? Try and get out of your nets.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and look upwards. Like in the pile, near the top of the net, does it look like there's an opening with the way the net's hanging? Like, is there an opening at the top?
So the top of the net is suspended on a big hook. So it's like a rope. It's like a giant fishing hook shape,
Okay.
and the net's kind of just hooked on top through some of the holes.
Okay. I'm going to try and sort of like pull. If it's like around, I'm going to grab the edge of the net. I'm going to sort of try and pull myself to the edge because it might be a bit easier to pull myself up if I'm at the edge. So, do I need to roll something for that?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Right. Here we come to my lack of Dungeons and Dragons knowledge. I'm going to say roll an agility.
Or strength.
Okay.
Or are you pulling? Are you doing a pull up to get up? Or
I'm trying to sort of like angle myself so I'm at the edge of the net rather than underneath a lot of like fish. So I'm like right against the actual netting on the edges. So I guess I'm just gonna like wiggle my way free, or wiggle my way to the edge.
So I'm going to say that's an agility roll.
Yeah, I think,
So Dex.
Yeah.
Or Dex, yeah.
Yeah, Dex.
That's a thing.
Okay, cool. Right. Okay, I rolled 13 plus 2, so 15.
Okie dokie. So you manage to kind of get the right angle and you manage to twist yourself a little bit. All that yoga has paid off. You do like a weird downward dog pigeon pose.
That's the best pose.
Catcher is just staring at you like kind of impressed by your grace.
But also
I'm wearing really, really ruined, like fancy looking clothing. Like they look like it was probably quite valuable before I got thrown in the ocean.
Just really unimpressed with you.
Yeah.
While he's doing that,
Yeah.
it is like the net is made out of rope, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a thick. It's strong enough to hold a lot of fish.
Okay.
So it's quite a thick rope, but it is at the end of the day just rope. Yeah.
Okay, I have. What do I have? I have a small file. Do you think I could like file away the rope, or would that just?
I mean, it would take you a while.
Better get started now then.
I'm gonna like get started now and try and race. I don't know your name yet.
Flint, by the way, and I'm with my face squashed against the net.
Just in Hello, my friend.
Now that I'm like right at the edge of the net, and can I get a bit of a better view of the room we're actually in, or where we actually are?
You're in a boat.
Yes, you can. So it is a ship hold. You were right in your first assumption.
Mm-hmm.
It's made of wood. There are a few bushels of fruit, and some sealed crates. The middle of the room has the only exit, so it's a big staircase. Oh no, it's a ladder. It's a ladder going up to the deck of the ship.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel like you're moving though, so you don't feel like you are currently at sea. Maybe you're docked somewhere.
Okay. Is there any source of light in this actual room? Are there any like candles or anything?
There's no open flame, but there is a grate in the ceiling that's going up to the ship deck that you get slits of light through.
Okay. Could I try and like listen out to see if I can hear anyone on the deck above?
You sure can.
Cool. That's probably perception, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, I rolled 2, and that's plus 0. So even if someone's there, I probably can't hear them.
All you can hear is the gentle flap of fish against your face.
Oh, okay.
They're still alive.
Like some of them are gonna be kind of doing that spasmy thing that fish do when they're dead.
Okay.
Okay.
What sort of fish are they?
I'd say they're kind of similar to a haddock.
Similar to a haddock. Okay.
But slightly bigger.
Do they have sharp teeth? Asking for a friend.
No, they're just.
You have a file.
They are a vegetarian fish.
Okay. So they're the worst fish. Great. Thanks, fish.
Okay, I'm gonna start trying to like claw myself up the like inside of the net and like pull myself
Okay.
up. So,
Right. If you do me another dex roll, then I guess.
cool. Oh, God's sake. Okay. 5.
Okay, so you try your best, but one of your arms slips through the rope net, and you get a bit of a twinge, and it's just you fall back down in defeat.
Get
Okay.
wrecked.
Okay.
How's my filing going? Out of
Your
interest?
filing's going decently. You think you're about a third of the way through.
Okay, I'm gonna continue to do this whilst just watching Flint really amusedly as he fails to pull himself up.
Okay, right. I'm going to start shouting. I'm just going to start shouting for help.
Oh, okay.
Wait, why?
Oh.
What if they're the bad guys? Stop it, stop shouting.
The bad guy. We're just on a ship. We got caught in the ocean.
I have enemies.
It was a mistake. Clearly a mistake. Yep. I'm going to start shouting like up to the grate and is anyone there?
Okie dokie. So you hear really heavy footsteps on
Be
the board
friendly.
above.
Really heavy footsteps.
Really
Friendly
heavy
footsteps.
footsteps.
Yeah.
Do they sound friendly, the footsteps?
I mean, they sound impatient.
Okay,
Okay.
that's not a good sign.
So I'm going to give you the opportunity to stop yelling, or you can keep going now that you've heard some footsteps.
So I heard the footsteps, but did I see any did I see any shapes like through the grating or anything?
I think maybe you saw a shadow through the grate, so like reflected onto the floor.
Was it a big shadow?
Okay.
It was quite a big shadow.
Okay.
Like it definitely isn't a tribe of gnomes up there.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe. I might stop then. Cool.
I would like to roll my eyes as I continue filing.
Okie dokie, you do that.
Okay, I'm gonna make another go at trying to climb out of this thing then.
Okay,
get out of
let's
it.
do this.
Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, that's 18.
Okay, so you get right up to the top of the net, so much so that your fingers are kind of on the hook.
Okay.
And you in doing that, you figure out that if you kind of give it a good swing, you could probably use the momentum of the fish to unhook yourself.
Okay. While I'm up here, I'm closer to the grate now, right?
Yes.
Can I see anything through the grate? Can I see like who is up there or what is up there?
You can see there is an arm, because you can't see everything because you're still
Yeah.
below them. So you can see a leg and an arm kind of stood near the grate. And from what you can see, they appear to belong to an orc.
Do they look like a friendly leg and arm?
They're quite muscular.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, hey Flint, what can you see?
Well, I'm pretty close to the grate, so I'm really not gonna like say anything. I'm just gonna like just point up there and then shake my head,
Flint, what can you see?
and then I'm gonna start like put my finger to it, start going shh shh.
I'm gonna say it louder. Hey Flint, Flint, what can you see?
Okay. Is it possible to like weasel out the top of the net
Flint!
without dropping the
Flint, what can you see? I must know.
Is it possible to weasel out without actually like unhooking the entire thing and
Flint,
making the
please tell
biggest
me.
noise ever?
I think, I don't think you're going to have to unhook at least half of the net, which is going to make the fish fall. So either way, you're going to end up with a noise.
Okay. I'm going to. Yeah. Okay. I'll wait until it looks like Katya's almost cut through the actual rope, so we can at least time it together, so that it'll all go down at once. Then we can.
Okay, it looks like she's about 3/4 of the way through. So do you wanna chat to her while she finishes off, or are you just gonna stare at her in silence?
I'm gonna I guess sort of angle my head a bit lower, so I'm not talking right next to the grate. I'm gonna go okay, these are probably gonna drop, and they're gonna make a lot of noise. So if we're gonna drop it, we should do it at the same time. And then the crates and stuff that are around. Does it look like we could? Is there space behind them or in between them that we could hide?
Yep, there is space behind barrels and crates. Looks like there's lots of places to hide. Just maybe not. The fish nets might not be the best place.
Yeah. Probably better smelling places.
I
Yeah.
mean, why are you so bothered about making a noise? You weren't a minute ago, so you were shouting for help.
I mean, yeah, but I'd rather, now that I've seen a bit of the person that's up there, I'd rather at least like get a better look at them.
Hey, you said they probably aren't the bad guys, so...
Okay, right, I'm just gonna unhook the thing.
Okay, so you unhook the thing, and you can hear, like, you fall to the floor onto a pile of fish. So
Okay.
your body itself doesn't make that much noise,
It's just all
because
the
you've
fish.
landed on this cushion of flesh and scales.
Oh, nice.
I mean, you might not want to wear those clothes ever again, but you're out of the net, so congratulations.
Did we solve your net puzzle?
You solved my net puzzle.
Did it make a lot of noise then? The dropping of the fish.
So luckily, because there was so much fish in the net, it flowed out rather than thudded down.
Okay.
Okay. Does it look
So
like if Catcher cuts out the bottom of her net, will it all fall onto the same pile, or will it make its own pile?
Depends where, Katya, where are you cutting your net?
Like, right at the bottom.
Then yeah, you should get a steady flow of fish from that
Yeah.
one as well.
Okay.
So you're making some noise, but not "Hello, everybody, we're down here" noise.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
Regardless, I'm going to try and sort of like hide near the stairs. So like it'll be like to the left or right of the stairs, so they won't see me if they're like looking down into the actual
Okay.
thing.
Good
I'm
choice.
going to hide there.
Have I
Right.
got out the net?
Well, have you? I don't know. You tell me.
Yes, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, so you have successfully cut through the net and solved my net puzzle.
Yay!
Are you gonna hide as well, or are you gonna stand there in all your glory?
I'm gonna stand there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, no, I don't know.
What would Katya do?
That's the thing, like... Oh, I don't know. No, she's gonna, like, start climbing up the ladder to the grate to see what's on deck.
Okie dokie. So you climb up the ladder, and you can just about get your little peepers through that grate.
Can I open the grate at all, or...?
You can. Oh, you can. I mean, there's a person stood right next to it, but
I'm gonna call to the person and be like, "Alright, mate, how's it going? Did you know we were down here?"
okay. Right. So you do that, and the figure kind of looks around. They can't quite tell where you are. Maybe they're not the brightest in the book, but they can hear your voice. They're just not sure where you're calling from.
Okay, I'm gonna say, hey buddy, I'm down here. Look at the grate.
So the figure looks down, and you see that it is a orc woman.
Okay.
She looks at you in semi-disbelief,
Okay.
and then she says, "How did you get down there?"
What? I mean, your guess is as good as mine, honestly. I just woke up in this fish thing, so...
Can I just add, while this conversation's going on, I'm going to try and see if I can like prise open the crate that's next to me. I just want to see what's inside.
Okay. How are you going to do that? Are you doing it with your bare hands, or are you going to use a?
Is it like nailed down or anything?
I think yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's sealed up real good.
Okay, I'm going to just take like a small knife that I'd have, and I'm just going to sort of like
Okay.
try and pull up some of the nails on it.
Okay, so does Emily want to keep talking while you're doing that, or?
Yeah, I can do.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like whoever's upstairs is fairly distracted by this conversation, so I'm going to take this opportunity to see if I can get anything.
Yeah.
This is true. Okay, so the orc looks at you and then calls over one of her friends, and a much bigger male orc
Oh no.
stands next to her and kind of looks directly down at you.
Okay.
They're both very confused.
Well, at least they're confused and not angry.
And then suddenly the female orc says, "Are you a thief?"
What? No, I'm not stealing from you or anything. I literally just woke up in one of those nets you have down there.
I continue to start to steal from them.
They open the grate with ease because these guys are pretty strong.
Yeah, they're buff.
Yeah, I mean this is their boat. They're gonna do what they want.
Yeah.
So they open up the grate and kind of not ask. They kind of push you down the ladder because they want to come down.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You're on the only way in. I mean.
Okay, if I see them start to come like into the room, I'm gonna like duck down and like try and hide myself properly. I'm gonna stop trying to like scrape into this box.
Well, I'm sorry, Pete, but they're gonna come into the room.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hide though.
Okay. So they come downstairs and they look at the nets and they're like, "Did you cut through our nets?"
Look, I'm really sorry. I was trapped. I didn't know what else to do.
They're expensive.
Hey, I'll pay you back for it if you want.
You could have just shouted. I mean,
I'm so sorry. I do apologise. I just woke up in a strange ship and I was just a bit confused. So
the female orc rolls her eyes and shrugs, and she looks at her male companion and just says, "Right, get those fish into something you can carry and take them to market now. We can't leave them lying around on the floor. It's unhygienic."
okay.
Okay, so she seems pretty chill.
Yeah.
You haven't written a death sentence for yourself.
That's always a good sign.
But she still seems dubious. She's confused about how you got down there in the first place. Because she checked for his nets and she was the one who fished them up, and it's kind of an insult to her that she managed to fish up a person and not realize.
Okay, it's becoming increasingly obvious that like the longer I wait hidden, like the worse it will be if they suddenly discover that I'm also down here. So I'm gonna like I'll like clear my throat a bit and sort of like step out from the boxes and say like,
Whoa!
yeah, I was in there too. Yeah. I'm gonna like point down at my clothes and go like, yeah, I was in the fish as well. Pointing at my ruined clothing.
Oh geez, yeah, you smell something awful. Yeah. Woo. I mean, do you need a ride anywhere, or can I just kick you off my boat already?
Where are we exactly?
Are we out at sea, or are we in the dock, or?
No, we're docked up. We're all good.
Oh, okay. Well,
but where are we?
You're in Erimyre.
Wait, we're in Erimyre?
Yeah, best trade in the world at the moment.
I thought that place was just a myth.
Nah, it takes about, I don't know, 3 days voyage to get here.
Oh, okay.
Not too bad.
3 days?
Yeah, you gotta know the right people.
Okay, probably just letting us off here would be fine, if that's alright.
Yeah, we can... Are there, like, decent routes out of the city, or...?
If you can get... Yeah, I guess. I don't know, I don't really leave the city. I basically dock up here and then head back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna check my pockets and stuff, like, so do I have any money at all on me?
You might have a few coins, but you won't have anything substantial. Like, if you'd just been gambling and won a lot of stuff, you wouldn't have all of your gold still.
Being in the water has meant that we've lost a lot of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
You're pretty raggedy right now.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'd thank the orc lady and, like, say, lead the way, I guess?
Oh, cool. Yeah, you on board with that, Katja?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I would like to give the orc lady some of whatever money I have though, and say I'm really sorry about the rope.
Aww.
Yeah.
She appreciates your goodwill, and she kind of looks you up and down, and she's like, "Actually, you know what? You look like you're gonna need that because you smell really bad right now. I'm not gonna lie."
Thank you, Lady Orc.
Okay, so you follow her out of the ship. In fact, you carry some bits and bobs for her out of goodwill.
Yeah.
So you're just carrying some fish in your arms because you couldn't find any more things to carry in. And
I'd like to add that neither of us are very strong at all. This is not a strength-heavy party.
Oh no, you'll be fine. Don't worry. And so you head out and you find yourself in the docks.
Cool.
So stone slabs are beneath your feet, and you are baked in sunlight.
Okay.
Like,
Nice.
it is a nice day. It's kind of a bit dusty and a bit sandy, but it's a top-notch day. You can smell the ocean air, and you can feel the salt spray cling to your hair and clothes. Around you can see a few other ships. They're docked up, mainly look like merchant vessels, all similar to the one you've just come off of.
Okay.
There are loads of ship hands as well. They're either coming or going through a really fancy-looking gate in a really high wall.
Okay.
Can I just ask a quick question? The
Of course.
people in Erimyre, were they of a specific race, or is it just like a mix of races? Or
It's like a mix of races. It's a Garden of Eden kind of scenario.
Okay, yeah. So it wouldn't be massively obvious what the Erimyre people actually, the natives actually look like.
No.
Okay.
Plus, over the last 50 years, so many people have come and go through Erimyre. Not everyone who lives there is local anymore.
Okay.
It's kind of become a destination.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, there's this really ornate gate and a really high wall. We're like talking about 3 stories high.
Okay.
No, actually, probably taller than that. It's extremely high. In fact, I've got it written here that it's around 50 feet high.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure I had a measurement when I did that. Like, how tall am I? That's only 10 of me. Oh. So it's about 10 kts high.
Okay.
And it's completely smooth on the outside.
Oh.
Like, it's a well-built, smooth wall. It's, like, it would be like, yes.
Yeah.
That is a nice wall.
Okay.
And as you look, you can only see one part of this wall. And it only has one gate. Which seems a bit odd. Because it's such a big wall, you'd think they'd have a bigger
There are multiple ways
acceptance. Yeah. So there is only one wall. So how are you planning on getting into?
Okay, the merchants and the people coming off the merchant ships, what are they? Where are they going specifically? Are they all
They're
heading
just
to the
going
gate? Or...
through the gate. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I join in with them. I try and merge in with the crowd and go through the gate.
yeah. I'll see if I can. Is there like any, I don't know, an empty box or something on the side so I can look like I'm sort of carrying something with one of the ship hands or something?
Yeah, you look around and there are some like empty barrels lying around.
Okay. I guess I'll turn it upside down so it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's a sealed one rather than an empty one, and I'm going to just sort of like try and carry that behind a group of people.
Okay. Yep.
So I look like I'm part of the thing. I'll like
Yep, are you-
signal to Cassie if you want to give me a hand. I'm carrying a barrel.
No, I'm just gonna walk in like I own the place.
Okay.
Nice. I like the gut.
Confidence gets you everywhere.
So you follow the other merchants and ship hands, and you are met at the gates by a human. He seems pretty chill. He's got a neat little mustache.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's quite tanned because he works in this sunny place.
Is he?
And he's-
Is he
Ooh.
good looking?
Ooh, it's hard to tell
Oh.
because he's wearing what appears to be militant garb.
Okay.
So you're not sure if you find him attractive because of the uniform or because of his face.
That's very Katya.
He hasn't really got cheekbones to speak of. He's kind of quite flat in the face.
Okay.
So there's no distinguishingly handsome features, but he's not bad looking. And anyway.
So is he like inspecting? Is he looking over the people that are going into the gate then?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Are you still going to go ahead with your plan?
I'm going to try and stick close
Yeah.
to a group of people.
Okay. So as you step next to enter through the gate, he steps in front of you and raises a hand up. And he says, "Merchant's pass."
I'm gonna say I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until the guys that I was following are a little bit of a distance away. Like, I mean, a few small steps ahead, so they can't really hear me. And I'll just go say like, "Oh, I'm with them." So one of their passes.
Sorry, mate. Can't let you in without a merchant's pass. That's not how we do things in Clearbridge.
Well, everyone on a boat has to have a merchant's pass just to carry a box in.
Yep.
Oh well, I wasn't given one. If you like, go speak to one of the guys up there. Like maybe you can get.
So at this point, he's looking you up and down kind of suspiciously because you're not dressed like a ship hand. And you stink
True.
of fish. So he's noting all of the little embellishments on your outfit, and he can see.
Right, if I see him looking me up and down, I'm just gonna quickly add. I'm gonna go like, oh yeah, I've just been like swabbing the decks for most of the voyage. You know, you've got to make money somehow, and I thought this voyage would be a good idea. So it's been a dirty job, but I kind of needed the money.
Okay, so he doesn't believe you. You can roll a persuasion to see if he will.
Okay.
But if it's a bad roll, he ain't gonna believe
Okay.
you.
Right. 11.
Ooh, okay, right. He's willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, I think, because you do look pretty miserable right now, and he obviously, you look like you're doing something, so you look like you are delivering something.
Yeah.
And I think he's willing to let you pass this one time, but if you try it again, he won't.
Okay.
Okay, so you are through. Catcher, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm just gonna walk in.
He stops you, raises a hand, and says, "Merchant's pass."
I'm gonna say, oh, darling, please, I'm here on pleasure, not business.
Oh. Do you know where you are, miss?
Yeah, oh no, it began with clear. Clear place.
This is Clearbridge.
Clearbridge, yes, sorry, I'm so forgetful these days.
Merchant's port of Erimyre. If you're not trading, we're not interested.
When I said pleasure, I meant business is my pleasure. So please can I go through so I can do some trading?
You didn't pick up a barrel, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I think you're gonna have to roll a persuasion to see if he'll let you in, or if you're gonna have to find other means of entrance.
It's a D20, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Crit 20.
Oh, okay. He looks you up and down and smiles. Kind of nods his head a little bit, and he says, "What's your name, love?"
Oh, me? Oh, I'm Katya. What's your name, love?
My name's Houston Darry.
Oh my, that's a rather handsome name for a rather handsome fellow. Can I go through now, please?
Yeah, I'm stood like the other side of the guy, like a little bit down the road, just sort of like clearly like tapping my foot, waiting.
He reaches out a hand to take yours.
I take it and kiss it.
Oh, he was gonna kiss yours. That's all good. You kissed each other. You both bent down at the same time.
I go, oh, silly me. Sorry, you
Now
go first.
Now he's blushing, and he's like, "Get in there before I change my mind."
Okay, I run past
And he watches you as you walk through.
I blow him a kiss as I walk past.
Nearly knock him over. Okay, so you have both gone through the market gates.
Yay.
Not
Okay.
how I expected.
I'm gonna like run back up to Katja and go like, we're both kind of not in a great situation here. We kind of need some money. I don't really know how much. Do you owe anything on you?
I mean, no, but why are you talking to me about this? You've got a box of goods there, right?
I've left the barrel is next to me, like on the ground. I like kick it over. There's nothing in it.
Well, then you're just gonna have to sell your body for some cash, then,
Or just sell the barrel.
or just sell the barrel.
Yeah.
I preferred my idea.
Okay, we need some quick cash.
Do we?
Well, how are you planning on eating or getting a ship home or anything?
I can be very persuasive when I need to be.
As you are talking to each other, you kind of you started walking around the market just to see if there is anywhere to sell your barrel. And you notice that this market is like nothing you have ever seen before.
Okay.
It's not just a couple of stalls. It's a maze of booths and stalls and even some small stages. And as you look up, you can see scaffolding clinging to that 50-foot wall.
Oh.
And the scaffolding itself seems to be made up of shops.
Oh, wow.
This is a hive of trading and merchants.
Are there a lot of guards around? Like, wandering
There are
out?
there are quite a few guards dotted around the place.
Are there any...
And they may check you for merchants' passes if you run into one.
Okay. Are there any sort of shiny valuables around at all?
The shiny valley.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, on a desk or something. I'm gonna try and nick something for money.
That's why I asked about the guards.
I'm gonna be really stealthy about it, obviously.
Okay.
Okay, so you, after a while of walking, you see a little, like a handmade jewellery shop.
Uh-huh.
And it's got some little silver earrings with gemstones in, some cute stuff, but it's all, the person running it's a very old lady, and she doesn't appear to know quite what's
Easy
happening.
mark. Easy
No,
mark.
I can't take it from an old lady.
Okay. So the stuff that she's selling, does it look particularly valuable at all?
You notice in your years of gambling, you have racked up a pretty good knowledge of what a real gemstone looks like. And you kind of notice that some of these things are actually legit. Like, there are a couple of rubies in there. There's some proper stuff here.
Okay. I may come back here then. I don't really want to just immediately start stealing from people.
You said we needed to make some money.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find. I'm gonna try and have a look around and see if there's like. Actually, do I have anything in my pockets at all that could be worth any amount of money, even if it's like a really small amount?
Well, you've got your knife that you could have used to cut open the bag, but instead you climbed out.
Yeah.
Emily has her file.
I have my thieves kit.
Okay.
I think you each have a couple of little bits of copper.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna see if I can find a shop that sells sort of like, I don't know, like random gear and stuff like that. Because I want to try and find a flute. I'm really good at playing the flute. Like,
You are super good at the flute.
yeah. Not to brag, but I am magically good at playing the flute.
So you spend a little longer, kind of looking around. Lots of these places have inordinately high prices. So you're kind of like, ooh, boy, ooh. Maybe not that one.
Yeah. Need to
And
find
then-
the shittier ones.
Yes, as you're walking around, somewhere out of nowhere, a strange face jumps into your line of sight. He's very stout and balding, and he has a silver mustache that curls around the sides of his mouth and curls down onto his chin.
Oh, how well is he dressed?
He's dressed very nicely. He's wearing a very smart suit.
I thought I was just being accosted by a homeless person or something.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
carry on.
No, you go.
Oh no, I
What
was
would
gonna say that
reaction?
like say, oh, hello there, sir. I love your outfit. That's rather nice.
So he waves at you when you've spoken to him, and he walks closer. I've got to decide whether I want to do a character voice or not.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Okay, I can do this.
Yes.
He says, "Greetings, travellers.
Oh my God,
Welcome
I
to
love him.
Cladbridge.
Sorry,
I
what's his...
come bearing a message of the utmost importance. Seems that fate has dealt quite a hand today."
A message to us. We've just arrived.
"My employer noted your entrance to our fair city. She believes you may be of assistance to our company."
Oh.
Okay. What company would that be?
"I am but a mere servant to my lady employer, dear friends.
Okay.
She is of regal heritage. We lend our services to the utmost of Clarebridge's elite. Our business is most integral to the running of the city."
Well, take us to your leader then, please.
Let me introduce myself first.
No, just take us to your leader. You're a mere servant.
Wow, I can see your upbringing.
Very well, friends. Very well. Of course.
Are you not gonna like try and interrupt and be like, oh, sorry, ignore my rude friend here?
No, I'm perfectly fine to just follow on. I kind of like. I'm a bit embarrassed that we're dressed the way we are and that we're standing next to this very fancily dressed man, whereas we look like we've just been scooped up out of the ocean, because we have just been scooped up out of the ocean.
Oh, you might not want to know his full name if you already feel bad. Then
Oh, please tell us his full name.
you got to ask him for his full name.
I'm gonna be like, I'm so sorry. That was actually rather rude of me. I'm sorry. What was your name, please?
My full title is Buldage Rotherford III.
Bulbage?
Bulbage.
Bulbage?
Bulbage.
Bulbage.
Interesting.
But I suppose you could call me Bulbage.
Cool.
Cool. We'll call you Bulb.
Bulby. Right, Bulby, how's it going?
Bulby, my main man.
Bulby,
Okay.
my dude.
At this point, I'm just going to abandon the barrel. The barrel plan is not going to pan out, so...
So you're in a good company of Bulbage.
Hmm.
He guides you through the city, or through the market. He seems to be a local. He knows quite a few people here. He's waving at people. He's not worried about drawing attention to you at all.
Okay.
As you walk, he lets you know that, like, if you'd been caught by a security guard, you would have been out of here.
Yeah.
They do not take to intruders kindly in Clarebridge.
Okay.
Interesting. So how do people go about getting the merchant's pass? Is it difficult for people to get the merchant's passes then?
So it's to be a merchant's pass in Erimyre, you have to have great references.
Oh.
Okay.
Basically, you have to have a good history of being a merchant. If you come from a long line of merchants, that really helps. They don't want any shady characters trading in Clarebridge.
Okay. Lucky you came in when the incompetent guard was on watch then.
Yeah, lucky you did. So Bulbage takes you through the market maze, and you find yourselves in a really smartly kept street. So there are no stalls in this area of town. This is purely residential.
Okay.
He shows you to a really tall red brick building. Not as tall as a 50-foot wall. This one's maybe 3 stories high. Not too out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he places his left hand on the glossy red doors to this building. As he does so, a glowing line traces itself around his hand, and he just waits there patiently for it to finish. He kind of notices you're looking at him like, what's happening? Because I know that's what you were doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And he just says, "One can never be too careful. I'm afraid to say the market does tend to attract some undesirable attention."
Okay.
And he
While we were
kind
walking
of,
through the market, had there been like, I don't know, like alleyways and stuff like that? Did it look like there was like other like dark dealings going on and stuff like that, or is that sort of stuff hidden away?
you caught glimpses of some shadier figures, kind of literal shadier figures, like you could see who they were.
Yeah. Okay.
But you never saw anything. Like, you think if you were, there's a reason the guards were there, and you were aware of that. Like, you could sense that there were shifty dealings going on as well.
Okay.
Because, like you said, they're obviously incompetent guards.
Yeah. They need to tighten their security.
Exactly. So, after the line has traced around Bulbridge's hand, a door opens with several clicks. And the door opens. You follow him inside as he kind of waddles. I did originally write Bulbridge as kind of a slightly overweight goblin.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Got it.
So he waddles his way inside, and he's a true butler. He kind of motions you in first. He's a true gentleman.
Uh-huh.
And as you enter the building, it's laid out like a very narrow townhouse. So there's a thin hallway, and there's doors off to one side, and there's a lovely staircase a rich mahogany staircase leading up into the upper floors.
Nice.
The wallpaper is red and gold, and everything in this house oozes with wealth and comfort. You head up the hallway, and you follow Bulbridge into a drawing room, which has been converted into a kind of office space.
Okay.
So they've emphasised the desk a bit more, they've pushed the chintz sofas to the side, and it seems it's very cushy. Like, you would happily live here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
In the middle of the room, you can see a pale woman draped in silk. She is perched on a chintz sofa and is sipping herbal tea from a silver teacup. Bulbridge introduces the figure with a wave of his hand. Actually, no, he doesn't. He introduces you with a wave of his hand.
Okay, cool.
He says, "The intruders, madame," and then bows and exits the room.
Intruders. I'd prefer not to have that title, but
I am far too distracted by how beautiful this entire house is. I'm literally just like going around just staring at like the wallpaper and stuff.
I'm gonna like, I don't know, awkwardly sort of like wipe my hand on like the trousers, you know, they're quite dirty, and then put my hand out to sort of like shake.
Okay. So she looks at your hand and considers it for a second, and then she does take it and shake it.
Okay.
That wasn't supposed to rhyme. She takes it and shakes it, and then she smiles warmly. You can tell she is a little bit reserved, but she's a good person.
Okay.
And she says, "So, you're the strangers who breached our walls. Most admirable. What business do you have here?"
Wow.
If we're honest, we're not entirely sure why we're here, really. We're sort of...
It's a bit of a long story, to be honest.
We both got scooped up by a ship, and we kind of just wanted somewhere to, like, well, to get into the town, to get somewhere to sleep, and then maybe sort of find our bearings a bit.
I mean, I would really like to have a bath, to be
Yeah.
honest.
We didn't realise it was as exclusive as it actually is.
Yeah,
we're very
sorry
sorry.
about that.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries. Well, I have a little proposition for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, before you go on, what was your name, madame?
My name is Madame Rebelle.
Rebelle.
Yes.
Madame Rebelle. Okay.
No, Rebelle, with a V.
With a V.
Rebelle.
Yes.
Rebelle, yes.
Okay.
Yes, so my business is a fairly simple one.
Yeah.
We live in a fast-developing world, and sometimes things are stolen. Here at Rebelle's, we give our hand to finding stolen property. For a price, of course. I would like to implore you to help help me find these lost items. In exchange, I will provide you with accommodation.
Interesting. So,
sorry, why us, if you don't mind me asking?
because we masterfully got our way past the wall.
I feel like mine was definitely more masterful than your entrance, so...
I mean, we're both in here. I'm assuming these items are going to be pretty valuable, judging by the level of security you've got, like with the door and everything like that.
Oh yes, yes, I serve the elite of Erimyre. My accent went very strange there. But we do also serve anyone who can pay.
Okay.
If you've got the cash, we've got the goods.
That's quite the catchy slogan you got there.
I mean, if you're willing to pay, I don't think we have that much of a choice right now, at least. Like,
I mean,
we're in
of course, if
desperate
you
need of
buy
some
my
equipment.
offer, I'll report you to the militia.
Oh,
wow.
well, you really need to say that.
I would love to accept your offer. That honestly, I'm wholeheartedly in on this.
Okay. Well, I guess we don't have a choice then.
There's nothing dangerous, don't worry. It's usually beloved jewellery, family heirlooms, the occasional piece of luggage.
Yes.
If you, as you have accepted, I will inform you that the thieves behind stolen goods are usually quite unsavoury, which is why I need help from people like you to confront them.
Unsavoury people, you mean?
Yes.
You need to hire Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Well, I mean, you entered our town without a pass.
That's true.
That
We
was
do
just pure
also
chance.
smell like a lot of
Pure
fish.
chance.
You do smell quite bad.
Yeah. Do you have a bath and maybe some clothes before we start going after these stolen goods?
To be honest, I think I would rather you did wash before you saw our first clients. Bulbage will run you a bath, I think. Bulbage! And as she calls out, Bulbage appears at the door and he is already holding towels for you both. Like, this guy's efficient.
Excellent.
And he hands you both a towel and informs you that the baths, because they have multiple bathrooms.
Oh my.
Yes, it's a fancy house. Are ready, and you guys go up and you clean up nice, and you find some clean clothes as well. She has Bulbage lace them out for you.
Oh, thanks,
Interesting.
Nice.
Does it look like it's been sort of like tailored for us, or it's just sort of like generic clothing?
They're pretty generic sizes, so I don't know if either of you guys are extremely tall or short.
I'm quite tall and skinny, but yeah.
I'm
Okay, so maybe things look a little bit cropped on you, Flynn.
That's fine.
Looking the crop top.
But other than that, you both look clean and relatively well presentable. And you head back downstairs to Madame Rebelle.
Cool.
Yay, you're clean. So, right. Bulbage informs you. Oh, no, you go.
I was just going to say we could probably take a quick break there.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, it's been an hour.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, then.
Cool. Thanks for listening to our podcast, guys. I know that I've worked hard writing it, and I know that Emily and Pete deserve a bit of downtime with me messing with their heads.
Yeah.
Please keep listening. It's gonna be fun, I hope. I'm gonna learn some neat skills.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe in later episodes I'll actually know how to play D&D.
You'll pick it up, it's fine.
It's a learning experience.
Exactly, learn by doing. That's the way forward. Yeah.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.